appreciate that.
Hey, we're glad you're with us. We are sitting here today with Cindy Colluro, right? I pronounced that right?
You did, Brian.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's kind of a... Yeah, people want to spell it wrong, pronounce it wrong, but most people get it right.
It's got U's and O's in it.
U's and O's and R's, a couple of L's.
Well, the reason why Cindy was asking why talk to her is because lots of people ask about you.
Oh.
Because you have a very busy, interesting life that I think other people are a bit jealous of.
Oh.
So, you can tell us more for those of you who may not know you, and for those who do know you but just want to get to know you a little bit better. So take us back about, let's say, 10 years ago. What was your life like 10 years ago?
10 years ago, I was working for the Harris County Sheriff's Office. I had just recently promoted to the Detective Bureau. I was assigned to the Criminal Warrants Division, and it was a very exciting job, a lot of intensity as you pursue wanted individuals and have to take them into custody, book them into jail, and go out and find another. Some were pretty straightforward and simple, and some could be a handful. Some could be a real handful. And if I was pretty good at it, and the people that I worked with made me better.
Okay.
We had a unit of people.
And what made you good at it?
Persistence, patience, and just being a pit bull, just being unwilling to let go of pursuit of this person. And there was nothing more gratifying, really, after you've spent a day or hours of a day set up on a location with eyes on a target, and your spidey sense tells you, I know that guy's in there, or that gal. I know they're there. I know they are. And then following different leads and where different avenues take you, and when you finally find that person and you got them, it's a great feeling. It is. It's a good feeling because you didn't, you followed it, you followed your gut, your instincts, you were right.
Yep.
The guy was there, it was the person you wanted, he's the one wanted on the warrant, and you've taken him off the streets, and it was a good feeling.
Awesome. We appreciate you doing that for us.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I mean, you're the type of person that makes me feel comfortable that people like you were out on the street protecting us.
Thank you.
The people who have that persistent bulldog mentality.
You have to. It's too easy to get discouraged, I think. I mean, I did my time in a patrol car, and that was all well and good, and that's where you kind of cut your teeth on things. Fielding a variety of calls for service, in-progress calls, priority 1 calls, assist the officer calls, to the mundane, theft from the lawnmower taken out of the garage. So, and you had to field all these calls, document everything, write reports, interview people, get their statement and things like that. So I did all my time doing that, and it, kind of helps prepare you further on down the road if you pursue other avenues in law enforcement.
Okay.
And
awesome.
go into different divisions. So you've got to have those basic skills to do that.
And about 10 years ago, what did you do? What were your hobbies?
I did play a little tennis. I've played on a tennis team for probably 20 plus years.
Okay.
So on Tuesday nights I would play tennis, and in between I would do some running. I enjoyed running, and I didn't do great distances, and I didn't run every single day. But,
was this recreational running, or were you
just around the neighborhood?
No races.
I did some. I've done a couple of half marathons and a couple of 10Ks.
Okay.
But, plantar fasciitis, derailed my efforts to pursue. I never wanted to run a marathon, but half marathons seemed to be a good distance. And so I was in the middle of training for one when, my foot just flared up so badly that I couldn't, I had to give it up.
Okay.
Had to give it up.
And if we fast forward, you retired 4 years ago?
4 years ago, in October.
Okay. And what does your daily life look like now? Because this is the part where people go, I want to be like Cindy.
Oh, well, so I was very fortunate when I retired and when I stopped running to fall into a group of ladies in my community who are cycling enthusiasts, and a couple of them are, in fact, really, really good cyclists. And so
now, they're really, really good. Are you really, really good?
I'm a decent cyclist.
You're decent.
Some of them have spent, light years ahead of me cycling. And I took it up in place of running.
Okay.
And as I was cycling through the community in this heavy old bike, a lady by the name of Betsy, hi Betsy, flagged me down. She says, "Hey, do you live here?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, we have this cycling group. Would you like to join?" And then the rest was history. And from that, I've met some wonderful, wonderful ladies. And one of them, her name is Kathy, we were cycling one day and talking about different rides and things like that. And she goes, "I've always wanted to ride cross country." And I said, "Well, Kathy, why?"
Well, let me stop you. Because like running cross country means like running out in a field for like a 5K, right? But that's not what you're talking about.
No.
When you say riding cross country, what do you mean?
From California to Florida.
California to Florida, yes, like literally across the country.
It's called the Southern Tier. It's a very well-known route to cyclists. And anyway, she said, "I've always wanted to ride that." And I said, "Well, Kathy, why haven't you?" She goes, "Well, I want somebody to go with me." And so, well, I'm retired, Kathy. I'll go. And honestly, I had no idea what I was getting into. None. And it was a real challenge. And,
you think?
You really had to adapt on the fly because there wasn't a lot of room for I don't know how to pitch my tent, or anything like that. I mean, there was a supply van that carried our gear, but once you arrived to your overnight destination, and it's all mapped out, everything was very, very, very well organized. There wasn't anything really left up in the air except the weather. You still had to, come in from your ride that day. That's, a minimum of 60 miles. Set up your tent.
Okay.
Do your laundry if you have some to do, if there's a place to do laundry. So, it was, but you adapted quickly, but it was a great experience. It was 57 days on the road. Probably 90% of it was camping.
Okay.
In all kinds of weather.
Yeah.
We had to, pull up stakes and seek shelter because of rain and flooding and cold out west and the elevation, the climbs, because you can't find the hills here in Texas too much like found in Southern California, New Mexico, and Arizona. So that was extraordinarily challenging.
Okay.
For me. Others were much, much better at it. They have done a lot more rides than I had. But, we pushed through. We did well, and that was a great experience. And so I do cycle, and CrossFit is a huge, huge passion for me. Huge passion. I've been at it for 4 years. And tennis. I play tennis. I play on 2 tennis teams, and I've gotten to be a better cook. And
that's good because you need to eat a lot of food.
And I like
for
my
the
power
cycling,
tools.
Cycling, tennis, CrossFit, and power tools.
Yeah, I like my power tools, and so it's sometimes I have to be. Let me go see what I can do in the garage today. You kind of have to have this, muse to get you started. To get in there with the sawdust and everything everywhere. Sure. So I've had an opportunity to indulge relationships with friends. And to do things with them, do things I would have never done, and CrossFit and the relationships that are formed here, and then tennis. Every group brings out really special people.
Yeah.
And extraordinary people too. A lot of them are extraordinary in their own rights. It's just taking the opportunity to get to know them, and being retired has afforded me that opportunity.
Okay, awesome. So you're definitely not living the let's retire and live life quietly.
No, not really. We had talked about getting a trailer and going all the way from here up to Alaska, up the Alcan Highway, and my husband just couldn't pull the trigger on that endeavor. So but that's okay.
Okay. What is the most important thing we should know about you?
I'm an exceedingly loyal person.
Okay.
I have a strong sense of loyalty to if it's something I participate in, or if it's people, or I don't know, I don't want to say cause, it's the wrong word, but I'm just exceptionally loyal. I think I have great loyalty to things and individuals and people.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely see that here. We appreciate that here very much, very much. When was the last time you failed?
I think really recently I failed a friend.
Okay.
I've got a friend who's now been put into an assisted living facility. She suffered her second stroke. She's only 63.
Okay.
And I feel like I failed her because I couldn't be there enough to like be her advocate.
Okay.
To always be there to say, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, or to be with the staff. What are you doing with my friend today? What's going on in her care today? And you know, I just couldn't all the time, you know, be there.
Yeah.
Or when I would visit her to try to, you know, keep her hopes up. Come on, you have to, don't give up. You have to fight. You have to fight every day. And now I'm not saying I'm single-handedly responsible for her failure. I mean, she's got family and things like that. But I just wish I could have been there more to perhaps have helped her more.
Yeah.
Helped her more.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of hard when you think, for me, that she's my age, basically, to be where she is now and not able to care for herself as she should be able to, I think. But,
Yeah. Now, is that a part of why you think fitness is so important?
Yes. I would like to be able to remain as independent as possible for as long as possible. I want to be able to get up off the floor. I want to be able to get up out of a chair. I don't want to have to use one of the little carts in the grocery store. Simply because I didn't take care of myself. Some people truly need them because they do have debilitating illnesses and things, but simply because my knees hurt because I'm 100 pounds overweight, or I simply don't exercise enough to keep my bones and ligaments limber enough that will allow me that mobility. And if I ever have to care for a family member or husband, I want to be able to provide that care for them for as long as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks. Thank you. One last question, kind of a lighter question. If you're stuck on a deserted island, okay, and you can only take 3 things, what would they be?
Coffee, a knife, and a lighter.
Awesome. I'd expect nothing less out of you. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you being here. And like I said, one of the reasons why we're interviewing you is because lots of people look up to you and want the life. Yeah, I mean, because you weren't just tenacious, when you were out in the field. You're tenacious when you're out on the floor, and other people see that. I want to be like Cindy.
Oh gosh.
So
that's
thank
encouraging.
you.
Thank you, Brian.
We're glad that you're part of us.
Thank you.